Overnight, Liberals in Canada keep their power after national elections yesterday, giving Mark Carney a full term as prime minister. And the new leader did not waste any time going after President Trump.
President Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. America wants our land, our resources, our water, our country. Never.
National security and military analyst Dr. Rebecca Grant joins me now. That's pretty bellicose there coming from the new leader of Canada, but the president telling The Atlantic, our president that is, I say it would make a great 51st state. I love other nations. I love Canada. You know, they do 95% of their business with us. Remember, if they're a state, there's no tariffs. So, Dr. Grant, where do we go from here? How should Donald Trump navigate this result?
Well, Canada has elected a very strong leader, and the key is there in President Trump's remarks. 95% of Canada's business is with the United States. So I'd expect some more fireworks from our northern neighbor, but ultimately getting back to a good, close relationship. And Prime Minister Mark Carney, who continues in that job, he's been in that job for about 5 minutes, since March, but he's going to be a strong negotiator. Don't forget, really important national security relationship with Canada, too.
Do we take on Canada as the 51st state? I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day.
No, I'd love to have them. They're welcome. Americans have been after Canada since the War of 1812 or earlier, right? But I think what we see here really is just powerful negotiating positions from both leaders. Mark Carney is a very experienced banker, was governor of the Bank of England. He's a financier. He moves in that same world that Donald Trump knows so well. So these two are going to negotiate very hard. But in the end, Canada really wants to reach deals with the United States. He's used all that rhetoric, of course, to pull off this stunning election victory. The people thought the Conservatives would win, but here is Carney in with the Liberals. But I expect that the relationship will reset a little bit, but remain very, very strong. Hey, remember, King Charles of Great Britain would have to approve Canada coming into the U.S. I don't think he's going to do that.
I think you're right. I had to ask the question. Of course, you well know that. Vladimir Putin has announced a commemorative 3-day ceasefire with Ukraine next week, but still no permanent peace deal has been reached. Here's what both sides are saying. The Kremlin saying yesterday the Russian side reiterates its willingness to enter peace talks without preconditions with a view to eliminating the root causes behind the Ukraine crisis and establishing constructive interaction with international partners. A lot of big words in there, not a lot said. Zelensky of Ukraine responding, writing, Russia has consistently rejected everything and continues to manipulate the world, trying to deceive the United States. Now, yet again, another attempt at manipulation. Look, Dr. Grant, it seems like all we are doing right now is going around in circle after circle, and Donald Trump clearly is getting frustrated with all of this. So will we realistically see an end to this war anytime soon?
I think we will, but when just depends on Vladimir Putin, and he still has a taste for war. I believe he may do this ceasefire because it coincides with the end of World War II. That's a really big moment for Vladimir Putin, remembering that from 80 years ago. But hey, you know who's coming to Moscow to help celebrate that? Xi Jinping of China has been invited. And as long as China is willing to continue to back up Russia, buy their energy, help with advanced microelectronics, then, Putin still has this taste for war. It's going to depend on Trump finding behind the scenes enough economic concessions and deals for Russia to lure Putin into agreeing to a peaceful ceasefire.
And to your point, that economic pressure also extends to our economic pressure on China, because if they don't have the capacity to buy more from Russia, that impacts Russia's capacity to wage war. It's all interconnected. It's all fascinating. Dr. Rebecca Grant, always navigating us through it. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.